Hey guys, Horror Man back for another review. So today we're going to take a look at the Mirage Comics Casey Jones figure. Now this is part of the ongoing line from NECA Toys, and it's a bit of like a resurrected line as they started a long time ago. So just taking a look at the packaging, you do get some really cool new artwork from Kevin Eastman. You get it on the front, then you also get it on the side with a little bit of like the logos and the NECA logo. And you get this really cool picture of like a full length shot of Casey on the side. And again, all new artwork. And then in the back, you get some really cool product shots. And then you get some different characters at the bottom, kind of just showing you what's coming out soon for the line. And down to the bottom, you just get some copyrights, some names of people that are responsible for the figure, and a UPC code. So definitely a long-awaited figure. Definitely excited to take a look at this one. So let's go ahead and get him out of the box and have a closer look. Alright, so here he is outside of the packaging. Now you do get a little like background insert that comes with the figure. These always look really cool if you like to do some toy photography. So you got like the Mirage artwork with like the buildings and the street lights. So it does come with a lot of interchangeable parts and accessories. We'll go ahead and talk about those, talk about the articulation, do some comparisons, and give you my final thought on the figure. So let's go ahead and take a nice close-up of the first head sculpt. Alright, so taking a look at the first head sculpt, and this is the masked head sculpt that's on him inside of the box. Really good details here. I really like the eyes. Definitely a very signature style for this mask, so I really like that. I got some nice battle damage and like little nicks and marks on the hockey mask. They did a really nice job with the vent in the mask, like just those lines look really straight. And the hair is done really nice. You can see it's kind of like just kind of come back, but kind of wild as well. He's got like the leather straps kind of showing through for the hockey mask. And you can kind of see some like highlights and just some like different tones in the hair to kind of separate it instead of just being just brown or just black. So I do like that. And you can see the ear as well, a bunch of different detail on there. I really like the line work. Now you also get an interchangeable head sculpt, which is going to be your unmasked Casey Jones head sculpt. And this looks pretty good. I don't love the the hair, or honestly the expression that much. I do like that you get an unmasked head, but I'm not a huge fan of it. So you can go ahead and just pop this head off. And once you get the head off, it's just that standard ball peg. And you're just going to go ahead and pop on this new one. Alright, and then here he is with the unmasked head. And it's definitely a good sculpt. I mean, I like the line work. I mean, I like the style. Definitely fits in with like the Mirage comics. Just like the designs of the figures and everything. But I don't know, like I don't remember him being so angry. And I don't remember like that hairstyle. I mean, to me it felt like it was a little bit different than that. But it is cool to have an unmasked head anyway. But I definitely think I'm going to display it mostly with the masked head, and I'm sure most people probably will too. But again, it is really cool to have that unmasked head. He almost looks like he'd be more of like a bad guy, like a goon to fight the turtles, honestly. Like he just has that look. Alright, and then looking at the torso for Casey here, really good sculpting on this one. It definitely has the look of Casey in the comics. I mean, he's got like the ripped up shirt. You can see it's kind of like got his like abs showing through, which is definitely what he kind of looked like in the Toon and in Mirage comics. So I do like the details of that, and I like the line work on the muscles. He's got the fingerless gloves, which look really good. So I definitely like the look. He's got the ripped up, like the sleeves are ripped off the shirt. So yeah, really nice details. And then looking at the legs, the pants look really good. Again, you got some nice line work and just those like kind of sketch lines and stuff like that. You got the drawstring at the pants, and then just again kind of nice line work, which you could see where the bottom of the pants kind of like have like the elastic on them, and then really nice details on the shoes. You can see the different like Velcro straps going across, and then in the back, same really nice details, different line work in the like the elastic in the bottom of the pants, and just really nice details in the feet. He does have 2 peg holes just in case you want to use a stand, but he actually stands pretty good, so I don't think you're going to need it. Now, as much as I like the sculpting and the details and the paintwork in this Casey Jones, the one thing that kind of throws me off is the color. And it's definitely more of that IDW color than the Mirage colors that I remember, at least. Now, he definitely fluctuates between the shirts. I know he's wore like red, white, and like this kind of like, you know, dingy kind of off-white. But I think sometimes the colors don't translate that well. So the pants kind of look like more jeans in this color, whereas like the Mirage is like clearly jogging pants, so that kind of throws it off. And then the shoes should be like those white kind of 80s Reebok sneakers, and have them in, you know, since they're tan now, it kind of reminds me more of like boots, so that kind of throws me off too. The shirt I don't mind so much. I do like the red. I feel like the red really pops, and I think even the mask straps might have been more of like a brighter red. I could be wrong on that, but the colors in general are just really different. So I do hope we get a different color scheme with this figure, because it's a really good sculpt. It's just not exactly what I'm used to. Alright, so taking a look at the articulation on here, they're usually pretty good on this Mirage line, so we'll see how well Casey does. So he can move his head pretty good to the side, and then he can look down pretty good. He can't look up super high because of the hair, but he can definitely look up a little bit. And then of course he does have some really nice tilt, give you some nice expression in the head sculpt, so I definitely like that. Arms can go out pretty far, about all the way. They can go up pretty much all the way, down all the way. The waist is weird, so when you turn it, it kind of has that weird separation here, but you can kind of keep that part right and just turn just the top so it looks a little bit better. So it does get really good rotation. It just doesn't always look super clean, and you're not going to get a huge amount of looking down, but you can get some. So you do have a little bit, not much back. Legs go out pretty far, kick out about that far. Double jointed knees. The shoes not so much because of the way they're sculpted. You're not going to get too much articulation. You do get the bicep swivel, double hinged elbows. They could probably go a little bit more. You could twist the wrist and bend them a little bit. So not too bad of articulation on Casey. Pretty much up there with like the Foot Soldiers and like the Shredder. I'm sure he definitely shares some parts with those guys. But overall, pretty good articulation. Alright, so taking a look at the accessories and interchangeable parts, pretty much all the usual suspects here. So first and foremost, you do get the interchangeable head, which we already looked at. You do get the fisted hands on the figure inside the box, but then you also get 3 gripping hands. You only get one set of the more open gripping hands, and then you get a slightly tighter gripping hand, which is probably for the golf club. And then you also get a bunch of accessories. So of course you get the pair of baseball bats, and they're kind of beat up with some bandages and grip tape. And then you have the small like golf club, so you kind of get the white paint on the end, which is like that grip. And then you of course have the goalie stick, which is probably my favorite of the accessories. I really like the details on there, and the grip tape just looks really cool. So you got a bunch of line work for the wood grain, really nice looking. And then of course you have the extra mask that kind of can just hang off the bag, or he can hold it in his hand. It won't fit on any of the heads, unfortunately, because of the way the mask straps are done. But it's a cool accessory for him just to hold. And then finally you do get the golf bag accessory. And then to put the golf bag on, you definitely want to pop that head off first, so you don't stretch the strap of the bag too much. And then you're just going to want to put it around the arm, and then just go over top, just like that. And of course, you're going to want to put these gripping hands in for Casey, and they're pretty easy to pop in and out. Alright, so the bag actually has a pretty good amount of storage space. So let's see how many weapons we can fit in here. So we got the hockey stick in there, and then of course the golf club, and then you have 2 baseball bats, and that's pretty much it. So pretty good. Everything fits in there just fine. So you even have room for more weapons if you want to store them on there. And then if you want to display them with the unmasked head, you can just kind of like hang the hockey mask off one of like the baseball bats, or however you want to do it. But you can store the mask on the bag as well, just like that. Alright, so here he is with the dual-wheeled baseball bats, and he looks pretty good. You can actually open the hands a little bit so they weren't that really, really hard plastic. So I was able to actually get the bats in there pretty easily. And here he is holding the hockey stick, and I've just got him in that two-handed pose, and he looks pretty good with that actually. So I do like that detail again in there, really cool. And then finally, here he is holding the golf club, and again, you're definitely going to want to change out that right gripping hand to the more tighter gripping hand in order to hold this. But overall, really cool accessories, definitely happy with them. They all fit in the bag, which is really nice. Definitely like getting the little hockey mask to hold on to. And even though I may not use it that much, it is nice having that interchangeable head. So overall, really cool accessories included with this Casey Jones. I think they pretty much got everything we would need. Alright, so for the first comparison, here he is with the original NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And you could definitely see they scale really well. The original Mirage Comics turtles were pretty short. But it's really cool to see these like all together. It's been years in between this series and this Casey Jones, so just really cool to see all these together. Here he is with the Mirage Comics April O'Neil and the Mouser, and those are definitely a very old release as well. And then one of the more recent releases, the Mirage Comics Fugitoid. And again, these are all made by NECA Toys, and they scale really well together. Here he is with the Mirage Comics Shredder, the Utrom, and one of the Foot Soldiers. And again, they scale really well together. I do think they definitely share some parts. I could definitely see some things between Shredder, definitely in the arms and the Foot Soldiers. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's definitely some shared parts in between these. But overall, I think they did a really nice job representing the Casey Jones, and they look really good with these guys. Here he is with the 87 Toon Shredder and a custom slash. It's kind of like in the kind of Archie slash kind of like Mirage Comics look. It's a little bit darker, but they scale really well together. Here he is with some more 87 Toon NECA figures. So you have the Mouser, the Raphael, the Crooked Ninja, and the April O'Neil. And I think these scale pretty good together. Casey might be just a little tall, but he's kind of big in some of the comics, so I think he looks pretty good. And for your NECA Toys Casey Jones comparison, you have all 3 of the best ones here. And here he is with the Super 7 Casey Jones, and they're pretty close in height, but the Super 7 one's just a little bit more of a chunky figure. Here he is next to some different vintage Casey Jones and just some various Casey Jones figures. So you have the 2K3 cartoon, the 87 Playmates, and then also the TMNT 3 Casey Jones or Wit, and then also the really small Mirage Comics Casey Jones in the back. So a bunch of different Casey Jones figures over the years, but you could definitely see the difference in these NECA figures. Alright, and then for the final comparison, here he is next to some Marvel Legends figures. So you have the Mary Jane Watson, and then you have the Venom figure, both from the Spider-Man series. So they actually scale pretty good together. Venom's generally a lot bigger, so they might not be perfect, but the Mary Jane actually fits pretty good next to him. So if you need a stand-in for April, she should work pretty good. So overall, I do like the height of Casey. Alright, so that's my review of the Mirage Comics Casey Jones figure. And overall, I really do like the figure. I really don't have much bad to say about it, to be all honest with you. It's got really good articulation. I really like the paint. I do think the paint scheme is weird. I guess that's the only thing I could really say about it that I'm not 100% on board with, but I don't hate the paint scheme. It's just kind of weird on certain things. And I do think they did a really nice job with the accessories, especially. I really love the wood grain and the bats and the different grip tape and all the different pieces just on the hockey stick. I really do like that hockey stick. But yeah, overall, just really nice job on the accessories and the fact that the bag can hold everything easily. And I do like having the addition of the additional head, the unmasked head, but I wish they would have done like a fabric strap on this hockey mask, because it actually would have fit. Even with the hair, I think if they would have done like a fabric strap on this mask, it would have been kind of cool to give maybe something else to make this a little bit more desirable to put on there. So maybe you can get him like with the mask kind of like partly up or something like that. And I might still try to do it for a photo. But I do wish, yeah, they would have done like fabric straps on the hockey masks. But, you know, like I said, overall, it's cool to have the addition of it. And I definitely like the interchangeable hands. But yeah, overall, I think they pretty much hit all the marks with this figure. So thanks for watching my review. If you liked the video, please like it. If you have a comment or question, just go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And until next time, guys, see ya.